Hello, everybody. I'm Aparna Rastogi and I'm a pass out from MDI Gurgaon. And today I'm going to take up one of the most difficult, or rather, I would say, thought to be most difficult topics of CAT, that is games and tournaments. So, what I intend to do is that I will be taking up a few sessions or few questions on this topic and covering the three aspects of this topic in another 1 to 2 weeks, so that you not only understand the concepts behind this topic, and also you get questions to solve, so that you are clear about how to solve the questions from this. So I shall be starting with the coin picking game today, and in the next 3 4 days I shall be sharing more questions on that, along with how to approach those questions. And I hope the series of videos shall help you in your preparation for CAT 2021. So let's begin with the coin picking game. So in this coin picking game we have two conditions. The first condition is that, let's say there are 30 coins on a table, and we have two players A and B who are playing for a win. So these both players are equally intelligent. They are playing for a win. They know how to play the game, and they would be playing it in a very safe manner. Now each player gets a chance one after another. So example, if A starts, then B, then A, then B. So their chances shall be alternating one after another. Each Either player should pick up minimum one coin and maximum six coins at his or her turn. Now you would be given this kind of information, that what is the minimum number of points picked, what is the maximum number of points picked, which will be the deciding factor on how we are going to approach the question. Now the condition. So as I said, there are two conditions that we will be discussing. The first condition is that the person who picks up the last coin is the winner. So if A has started the game, then A should be picking up the last coin in order to ensure that A wins the game. Or if is starting the game, then B should be picking up the last coin so as to ensure that B wins the game. Now you would be getting questions like, if A starts the game, how many coins should A pick to ensure a win? This would be the question. So let us see the approach of this kind of set. So first of all, the first step is that you have minimum coins, you have maximum coins. So we can find the controlling number. Now what is this controlling number? This controlling number is 1 plus 6, that is 7. What is the significance of this controlling number? Let us understand the significance. So let us look over here. I'll write it here itself. So let's say A has started, then B would be picking up a coin, then again A, then B, then A, and this will go on till A picks up the last coin. So let us look at this scenario. Let us look the scenario over here. In the last round of the game, this is the last round of the game. In the last round of the game, what should be the number of coins picked by A? If A wants to win the game, let's say A picks one coin. Okay, let's say A picks one coin. So, what should be the number of coins picked by B? B should be picking up six coins, and I can say that before the last round over here, the number of coins should be 7. Now, why can't the number of coins be more than 7? If the number of coins are more than 7, this will not be the last stage. Let's say if the number of coins are 8, then B picks up maximum, let's say 6, A picks up just one coin, and the rest of the coins would be, you will again be left with one coin. So that will be picked up by B. So that this will not be the last round. Okay. So that means we can say that if A picks up one coin, last one coin is left, then B should have picked up six coins, so as to ensure that this is the last stage of the game. So that means that in every stage, in every round of the chances for A and B, the sum should be 7. Now it can be possible that B picks up 5, A picks up 2, B picks up 4, A picks up 3. It will not matter what is the order of the numbers over here. What matters is that the sum over here, the sum of the two people, the sum of the of one round, the number of coins picked up in one round, the sum should be equal to 7. How has the 7 come up? The 7 is the controlling number which we had found over here. 1 plus 6 is equal to 7. So this is the 7 that we are using over here to find out the number of coins picked up by these two. Now, similarly, in each and every round, the sum has to be 7. So, basically, what is happening? If we just talk in terms of the technique of the game, what should be the technique that A is using to win the game, we can understand it in a very, very simple manner. That A needs to find out that A has to pick up some coins X, then whatever coin B picks up, if B picks up one coin, A has to pick up as many coins to ensure that the sum of this round becomes 7. So if B picks up 1, A is going to pick up 7. If B picks up 2, A is going to pick up 1 and 6, 2 and 5, 2 and 5. If B picks up 3, A is supposed to pick up 4, and so on and so forth. So the strategy of A is whatever coin B is picking up, A is going to pick up 7 minus the number of coins that B has picked up. So as to ensure that the sum of each round becomes 7. Okay, now once you understand this strategy, we can solve the questions with very much ease. So now let's come back to this question. So we had 30 coins. If we have to find out how many coins should A pick to ensure a win, so we know that the sum over here has to be 7. So this is 7, this is 7, this is 7, this is 7. So we can say we can have multiple rounds. Okay, we can say that the sum over here should be equal to 7k, some multiple of 7. And let's say A has picked up X coins. So this becomes 7k plus x. This is the total number of coins. This should be equal to 30. I know the closest multiple of 7 to 30 is 28. So I can say x is going to be 2. So if A picks up 2 coins in the beginning and follows this strategy, then A can ensure a win for himself. So just you have to understand the strategy that is being involved, the technique that is being involved to solve the question. Now let's take a look at the second scenario. Now in the second scenario, okay, there is a slight modification in the first condition. Let us first discuss that. So this time I have 35 coins. Okay, I have 35 coins. Again, my minimum is equal to 1 and my maximum is equal to 6. So my controlling number is 7. I'll apply the same logic. So I'll take this to be x. This is 7k. So 7k plus x is equal to 35. This is given to us. Now as I know, 35 is again a multiple of 7, isn't it? So x comes out to be 0. But can x be 0? Since x cannot be 0, A has to pick one coin at least. So, in this scenario, I am going to say that A will never win. A will never win the game. So, basically, we can say that before A's turn, if the number of coins is a multiple of the controlling number, then the game is not in control of A and A will not win the game in any scenario. Okay, now let us look at the second condition. The second condition, everything remains same. The only change is that the person who picks up the last coin is the loser now. So if A starts the game, how many coins should A pick to ensure a win? So that means B should be the person who picks the last coin. And what should be the number of coins that B picks? This should be 1, isn't it? Because if it is more than 1, then B can pick just one coin and he will leave one coin for A to pick. So again, A would be picking up the last coin. So B has to pick up one coin, which is the last coin, isn't it? Now, as we had seen in the previous one, we can say that the sum of each of these is going to be 7. So the sum comes out to be 7k for the middle stages. And let's say x is the number of coins picked up by A. So by the same logic, x plus 7k plus 1 should be equal to 30. We had 30 coins over here. This should be equal to 30. So 7k, as we had seen, 28 is the closest multiple of 7 to 30. So 28 plus 1 shall give me 30. So I get x is equal to 1. So if A picks up one coin, then A can ensure the win. That will ensure that B picks up the last coin. Also keeping in mind that in each round, the sum of the two people, the sum of the number of coins picked up by the two people should come out to be 7. That is the controlling number in this scenario. Now, I'm going to discuss an example which will help in elaborating the concepts we have just discussed, and it will help you in practicing more questions on your own as well. Okay, so let's take this question. We have two players, Garima and Nikita. They are playing a game which involves picking up coins kept on a table. The player takes turns alternatively, and each player in her turn has to pick at least two and at most five coins. So, minimum is two and maximum is five. What is going to be my controlling number? That is going to be sum of minimum and maximum, that is 7. Okay. Except when there is only one coin left on the table and the player has to pick that coin in her turn. So, general scenario is that minimum is 2 and maximum is 5. But if at last one coin is left on the table, this is going to be the condition at the end, in the end round, that only one coin is left. So if one coin is left, instead of two, that is the minimum number of coins to be picked up, that coin has to be picked up by the last player. Both the players are equally intelligent and play to the best of their abilities so as to win the game. Assume that the player who picks up the last coin wins the game. Okay? So, player who picks up the last coin wins the game. This is the condition that we are going to solve the questions with. So, let us look at the first question. During a game, when it was Nikita's turn to play, there were 28 coins left on the table. So it is Nikita's turn to play, and there are 28 coins left on the table. Which of the following is the number of coins she should pick up so as to ensure her win? So we have discussed a question of this type. Can you think what will be the answer? You can pause the video, think of the answer, and then continue with the solution. So first it is Nikita's turn, then it would be Garima's turn, then again Nikita's, then Garima, Nikita, and so on. And the last one would be Garima and Nikita again. So we know that the sum over here is a multiple of 7, since 7 is the controlling number, and this becomes x. So x plus 7k is equal to 28. Now since we know that 28 is a multiple of 7 itself, so we get the value of x to be 0. We had seen that if x comes out to be 0, or if the number of coins before this player's turn is a multiple of the controlling number, then we can say that Nikita cannot win. In either scenario, Nikita cannot win this game. Let's look at the next question. If during her turn Nikita had to remove two coins so as to ensure her win. So Nikita has started the game, Nikita has picked up two coins, and Nikita is going to win the game. So we have the scenario, right? Then which of the following could have been the number of coins on the table before she removed the coins? Okay, now we have to find out the number of coins at this stage, or the sum of these coins. Let us just understand this. Now we had seen that the sum of all of these is equal to should be equal to 7. So fine, this is 7 7 7 7 7. So from here to here I can say that this is equal to 7k. Let us look at the last round. Okay. Now it may be possible, one scenario is that the sum is 7. One scenario is, let's say this is 5, this is 2, so the sum is 7. Now we can also have a condition that we have just one coin left and this is 5. So with the maximum we can have 2, which is the obvious number because we have to make the sum to be equal to 7. But we can also have a scenario in which only one coin is left after Garima has picked up coins in her turn. So at the end stage, we can say we can either have 7 or we can have 6 coins. Okay. So the sum comes out to be, so the first case becomes 2 plus 7k. Why 7k? 7k plus 7 is ultimately going to be a multiple of 7. So we can write it as 2 plus 7k. The second case becomes 2 plus 7k plus 6. Or I can write this as 7k plus 8. Or I can further write this as 7k plus 1. Why have I written it as 7k plus 1? Because I can write 8 as 7 plus 1. So 7 again goes into multiple of 7. So I can write it as 7k plus 1. See, k can be any multiple. Okay, it does not mean that the value of k is going to be same in both the cases. K can be any multiple. So I can use the same variable again and again. It won't make any difference. Okay. Now we can compare these numbers based on this. So either the sum has to be in the form 7k plus 2 or 7k plus 1. So let us look over here. We had 25. So 25 is 21 plus 4. No, not possible. 30 can be written as 7k plus 2, 28 plus 2. So yes, this is possible. So we get 30 from here. Let us look at 50. 50 is again 49 plus 1. So 7k plus 1. So we can say that the answer becomes more than one of the above. So, what is the learning from this question? The learning is that when the minimum number of coins, so these minimum number of coins, when this minimum is not 1, then we need to consider all the cases. We are going to have multiple cases. We need to consider all the cases to solve the question. When this minimum value is not 1, when minimum is not equal to 1, we will have multiple cases. We need to look at the question with all the multiple cases and then solve it. Let us move on to the next questions, which are based on the second variety we had discussed. So now again we can see the rules remain the same. Minimum is 2, maximum is 5, and so controlling number is 7. Now the condition changes that the player who picks up the last coin loses the game. Okay. So during a game when it was Garima's turn to play, there were 32 coins left on the table. Which of the following is the number of coins she should pick up so as to ensure her win, no matter how Nikita plays? So Garima has started and Nikita should be ending the game, right? So let us do this. So we have Nikita and Garima, and so on, Nikita and Garima. There are 32 coins left. This comes out to be 7k. Now for Nikita, what can be the number of coins left? It could be 2, which is the obvious choice because minimum is 2, but it can also be 1. We are not supposed to forget the condition of one coin. It is extremely important. We are not supposed to forget the condition of one coin. So at last we can either have 2 coins left for Nikita or 1 coin left for Nikita. In both the cases, Nikita is going to lose the game and Garima is going to win the game. And let's say X is the number of coins picked up by Garima. So I can say that 7k plus 2 plus x should be equal to 32, or I can say 7k plus x is equal to 30. So x comes out to be 2. X comes out to be 2. The next condition becomes 7k plus 1 plus x is equal to 32, or I can say 7k plus x is equal to 31. So x comes out to be 3. So you can either, Garima can either pick up 2 coins or 3 coins in either scenario. Garima is going to win the game, and the answer becomes more than one of the above. So now let's look at the next question. During Nikita's turn, if she removed 4 coins from the table so as to ensure her win, then which of the following could have been the number of coins on the table before she removed the 4 coins? So it is Nikita's turn. She picked up 4 coins, and since she has to win, Garima is the last person. Again, we had seen Garima can either pick up 1 coin or 2 coins, and the sum over here is 7k. So we can say that the sum of the number of coins can either be 7k plus 5 or 7k plus 6. So let us look at the numbers over here. 45 is not 7k plus 5. 52 is okay, let's look at 45 is not 7k plus 6 as well. We have 76. 76 can is 7k plus 6 format. So this becomes my answer to this question. So this is the way in which we proceed with questions on coin games, and I hope you'll solve more questions on this. And I will be taking up more questions on coin games, exploring some more variety, and which will help you in understanding and clarifying your concepts. I hope this session helps you all. Do subscribe to the channel, and you can follow me on Instagram. You can join my Telegram group. The link of both of these have been shared in the description below. Also, you can join my Facebook page to share your doubts, to share your queries. Please do find all the links on my Facebook page. Thank you, everybody.